see him perform in Australia so he was wearing this hoodie and it had like fake like gunshots bullets and this was like I don't know if it was before or after the Super Bowl, but basically saying that he got murdered by Kendrick and was like embracing it.
Yo, pull up that video. He's like intentionally like hitting auto tune times 200, but you can just hear it in the voice.
Yeah. And he's about to come out with he's about to come out with another collab album. He's going to come out with Party Next Door, who I actually really enjoy.
I like Party Next Door.
Yeah.
You know the song Won't Be Late? No, not Won't Be Late. There's a song that Drake and... That's Sway Lee.
Come and See Me? I mean, that's a slower kind of sad
What's it go like?
Come and see me, Force. Come and see me.
I think it's Won't Be Late. I think it's Drake and Sway Lee. It's a really good song.
Or you could look up just like Drake.
Gunshot, right?
Gunshot outfit.
Yeah, Gunshot shirt.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, we stop.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Which
these
one?
reels right here.
Yeah, hit the reel.
It's so corny, dude. I mean, really anything. Like, I'm knowledgeable with football, basketball, hockey, and also like I'm good with business principles like finance or marketing. But we'll see.
What are you guys talking about?
Yes, I asked if if him working with you had any like sort of implications like with his major like future aspirations or whatnot.
That's it, Teo?
I mean, we're both comp sci.
Hey, yo, can you turn the volume down like a little bit?
Um,
Turn it, just the volume down on the music. Yeah. Do it like half. A little bit more. That's perfect.
That's good.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, anyways, so yeah, does it have any implications for your future career?
Probably not. I mean, unless I, do this in the future.
Yeah.
Like continuing with you.
Interesting, man. Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of the people I talk to, since we're like all pretty young, I think most people I talk to were interested in working or at least want to do something fun as like something else to fill their time with if they had extra time. So I think for the most part, when I talked to Teo, he was looking for something else to do. And I mean, I feel like it's kind of a fun project, working on this whole operation. So,
Yeah, but it's also something too that's like practical that you can put on your resume.
100%.
Like, and
That's how I incentivize people.
yeah, no, like it's something that like an employer or whoever is looking at your stuff can be like, okay, he's wants to have fun, but then also showing serious skills and whatnot. So.
Hell yeah. I want to thank you, Jackson, because Teo wouldn't be here if it weren't for you.
How was that?
Teo, you might not know this, but I think Jackson has helped the podcast grow in many more ways than he realizes. So this poster behind you that has the names of all the guests was Jackson's idea, first of all.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, episode 70. I think randomly at the end of the episode, he's like, you should get a poster that guests signed at the end of the podcast. And here it is, man.
Nice.
And second thing, I remember I was calling Jackson one day in my room, asking for advice about like how I can help the podcast, how I can grow the podcast. And one idea he gave me was that there are probably a lot of students out there who would be willing to work on this project with me, who are probably interested in the future related to some aspects of this project, or even would just enjoy the whole operation behind it. So that's what got me thinking, because I already had Angelo on my team, but I never really thought about expanding it out, making it bigger. And I think Jackson kind of put that thought through my head. And then over time, I got the idea, like I started mentioning it to more people around me, and I just found so many people, including Teo, including Andrew, who are interested in working on this. And I think because of that, like we've grown so much this year already. We're almost at 500,
Hey.
and it's not only growing a lot, but it's also like it's fun. So
Yeah.
you've helped the podcast a lot.
I appreciate it. And like I said, it's a combination of fun, but also like these skills can be applied towards other things and will only build, especially being comp sci majors. Like that's exactly what they're looking for, trying to figure out all these different wires. I mean, it's the same thing,
Yeah.
like
It's complex. Yeah.
it is.
But anyways, man, how's life, man?
It's been good. This second semester, I've been a lot more a lot busier. Recently got a new job, and also I'm taking about 17 credits. So
It's quite a bit.
yeah, so it's been really fun though. I think there's an art within juggling many different responsibilities, but also taking some time to step back and think about it and think what's important, and I definitely do have a new appreciation of my time. I would say that.
Yeah. It's definitely more fun to have a lot to do than nothing to do. I think
100%.
there's something enjoyable about it
Yeah.
that, I don't know, when I don't have enough to do, it kind of stresses me out in a way. Like, I feel like I want to do more. I feel like there's more I can be doing. And at the end of the day, we can't do everything in life, but there is some kind of art and enjoyment in finding a way to take this aspect of life and this part of life and that part of life and that part of life and somehow fitting it all into a 24-hour day. And,
Yeah.
there's something fun about that. I think that's something like most people in Michigan like to do. Like, they're
Yeah.
always looking for more things to do. And
100%.
it's fun, You can
Yeah.
go in so many different ways.
Yeah, and that's the exact reason why you're able to get a team so fast. I feel too. Like, we had our conversation about
A couple months ago.
I want to say it was like a month and a half probably, and now
Yeah.
probably
Yeah,
about
actually,
two.
no, it was in January.
Yeah.
Was it in January?
Or it was right before
No, it was
break.
definitely in January.
Was it when we already started the semester?
I think so, because these guys didn't join my team till January.
Okay.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
maybe you told me about it in December, then I took action in
Yeah.
January. But
Yeah.
recently, for sure. But
Yeah, all you had to do is really reach out. I mean, that kind of points to why, like, this podcast has been able to grow, because so many people are willing to look for new things and be a part of new things. And I don't know. I think that's a very prominent characteristic of people here.
I appreciate it. We talk about all the things you're juggling. What are some of those things that have been the most fun?
Of what?
What are some of the most fun things you've been doing in life? You talk about this art of juggling, all these different activities. What's been the most fun?
I'd say the thing that's been most fun for me has been, I don't know, being in a new work environment is very interesting, because it's my first time having a job for a couple of years, and having the balance between having, I don't know, it's so interesting to me, like, working with like 40-year-olds who have being in a store setting. I work at Bivouac, so there's people that have for decades have been working within department stores and logistics and whatnot. It's so interesting being around that instead of just like the average 19-year-old college kid, and so that's something that's very different, I would say, and something I've been kind of I'm almost like appreciative for it, because it's like new perspectives that are within my life now.
Yeah, I'd
new
imagine there'd
people
be
that
a bunch of students working there.
No, there is a good amount, but definitely the leadership is of older people who have been working there for a long time.
Yeah, and you said this is the first time you've worked in a while, so.
Yeah. It's the first time since like the end of my junior year, because my senior year of high school, I didn't really work too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. So you feel like, are you able? I think you're doing a retail job, so it's not like you can kind of do homework or anything while doing the job.
No,
either,
that's
so
the thing.
it takes a lot of time out of your day.
But the discounts are where it gets where it
Is that where you
gets
got that
made
hoodie
up.
from, or?
No, I've had this for a while, but shout out to Bivouac. This is not sponsored, but but yeah, they have some of my favorite brands: Patagonia, North Face, Arc'teryx.
I don't think I've been there. Like, what is it? It's in Ann Arbor, right? Walkable.
Yeah, so there's literally everything. Bivouac, the word itself is just basically like synonym for like an army surplus store, and it's got everything. Like, we literally just got in like gas containers for when you go camping, and then we also got like rain jackets
So all
that
outdoor
also came in
stuff.
the same day. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's just like pretty much everything that can do with outdoor exploring to recreational activities, like everything.
Yeah, man.
So,
I love nature, dude. I love being out, hiking, being out there. I mean, even the weather today. Have we have a storm coming or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're about to get hit with like a big ice storm, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Sevens?
Yo, pull that up. Yeah, I was just waiting for you outside Alice, and I'm just admiring the peace of the weather, really.
Yeah.
Before, like that, that feeling before big storms about to come.
Yeah.
It's
And
like,
the wind's
it's
kind of
relaxing.
lower, and
yeah.
yeah.
It's
But then
beautiful.
it's not fun walking across that bridge when it's like
I
when the
see.
wind's at about well not
Oh,
only
okay.
that but the just like how it's like a straightaway, so like you're either
It
the wind's at you or the wind's helping you go forward.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was walking towards it, but then once we got towards Alice, like about 4, it was more low key, which was really nice.
And that bridge gets really slippery too.
No,
Like,
it
I'll be
does.
sliding. I saw someone fall on their ass. I think I told you about that.
Yeah.
Like I was walking out of Mojo. There's a spot. I slipped on a little bit, but didn't fall. And on my walk back there, like an hour later, I see someone fall in the exact same spot on her
Man.
ass. I felt kind of bad, but it was kind of fun.
You're talking about this was the spot outside of no, that's another.
It's outside of Mojo.
Yeah, you're telling me about that.
Yeah, like right when you exit the dining hall on the left. And you're telling me about how many times you shit ass on the.
Oh my
On the hill?
gosh, dude! Like, dude, this story is awful. So there's this girl that was walking down the hill, like about to go. I'm at the top of the hill, and I was like, "Yo, don't go down. Like, it's really slippery," because I've ate on it a couple times. And then I went down the side that I thought was just straight grass, and it looked like grass, but it really was like I don't know, black ice over all of it, and I just ate it. And every time I got back up, I slipped. And this girl who I told not to go down that side is watching me, like literally, like, as it looks like I'm on grass, but it's really just black ice. And I just ate it like 4 or 5 times in a row and literally just slid down it like the majority of the time.
Oh
And then
my
I saw
God.
that same girl at the gym, and I was basically told her, I was like, "You didn't see that," and she was like, "All right, fine." Like,
So she walked around.
yeah, she walked the entire. Yeah, so she
Yeah.
was outside of Alice, walked around
I usually
the
walk
entirety
around
of
where we just
yeah.
went. Yeah. That's funny, man. I've ate shit on that hill too.
Yeah.
I was starting to walk around it, but then I'm like, fuck it. I turn around and started going down.
Yeah.
There's so many people there. I slip, fall backwards, start sliding a little bit, and it was a little embarrassing, but yeah, it's quite a difficult hill, and it's right in the middle of everyone's commute path right
Yeah.
to the gym. But
I'd like to see them. I don't know, like having a walkway there would be difficult because the angle going down. But I feel like there's got to be like some sort of shortcut, right? Like
Yeah.
you have the 2 far walkways that if you walk on them, I mean, I feel like it's an extra couple minutes.
it's just
but
an added challenge to get into the gym.
Yeah.
But it's kind of fun.
Yeah,
You lift this morning?
I did not. I plan on lifting tonight.
What are you gonna hit?
I ended up hitting. Oh, I plan on hitting hamstrings and chest.
Hell yeah, dude. Hamstring and chest. So when you do your full body workouts, do you still have a focus? Like you said today's like hamstring chest focus. Do you still do other stuff or like what's the deal?
Yeah. So my 2 main. So imagine like every day is 2 main compound lifts, and when I hit one of those compound lifts, I always do a core.
Okay.
So like today, for example, will be RDLs with a core. I'll have to. I don't know which one I have specifically, but then I also have the cores rotating, to which I'm hitting different parts of my core every so days where it's rotating, just like how I'm rotating like my muscle groups that I'm lifting. And so today would be like RDL core, and then after that would be dumbbell bench press with core, and then 2 ox
Your 2
lifts.
compounds of the RDOs and the dumbbell bench press.
Yeah,
today.
and then 2 ox lifts, and I believe today's is calf. It's a calf variation, and then also probably something upper body. I believe it's a row variation. So yeah, and I have it rotating too, where like every 3 days, it's a different, or every 3 days, every 3 weeks is a different variation of those ox lifts. So like I'm doing 2 different within 6 weeks. 3 weeks I'm doing a certain calf exercise, but then after those 3 weeks is a different variation. So I have enough variation to where like I'm working the calves in different ways, and the non-compound impacted lifts. So like I'll do that for like I'll do variations of back lifts or back exercises, and also calf, and also some like ankle stuff as well.
That's interesting. It's a very unique program. And
Yeah.
I know people do full body and stuff, but that's a very like programmed. Okay, this ox lift, this calf exercise, these
Yeah.
compound movements, and it's unique, but it makes sense kind of despite it being so confusing. Like, is there something you base it off of, or is there like what was your thought process like putting this together?
So this is really just a variant of my high school lifts. So I trained for football, baseball, lacrosse, basketball, and I also powerlifted. So 5
Competitively?
sports. Yeah, so I
Nice.
did that my junior year, and then my senior year I ended up doing lacrosse. So then like in Michigan the powerlifting window is about like as lacrosse season starts. So I wasn't
What
able.
months is it? Like April?
It's like about March, yeah.
Oh.
March is when you officially compete, and then training's all through the winter time, but March is when you typically compete.
That's interesting. Yeah, I know I was talking to you about me getting interested in powerlifting, and I never knew you competed too, man. What was that
Yeah.
experience like? Did you do like, was it, since you're playing all these different sports, like was it something like, okay, I'll mainly focus on my sports, but then since I'm also getting strength along the way, like fuck it, let's go compete powerlifting? Or was there also a period of time where like you solely focused on powerlifting too?
I'd say I always focused on powerlifting and what it gave me for my sports, because I was more bought into the culture and to improving as an athlete within a sport. With that being lacrosse, basketball, football, and really all of them. But powerlifting is a lot different because you start to get around the culture of when you start going to tournaments and lifts and whatnot, and you see the guys who have their full focus is on powerlifting. And so it's kind of like a new, it's like a breath of fresh air, like there wasn't necessarily that big of that culture at my school where it was just straight, kids who were just power cleaning for the day, weren't going to practice afterward after they're doing their core lifts and their workouts and whatnot. But honestly, part of me wishes that I kind of solely just focused on powerlifting.
Really?
Because I think powerlifting is probably one of the most technical sports, in my opinion.
That is true.
Like, to all the different components you need for a true power clean, to like the angle that your back and your hips need to be at on a deadlift, like it's so technical. Like even if you have like 1 or 2 degrees off of the angle, like that makes a difference of you lifting 20 pounds. Like there's such a science to it. And I think that's what also drew me into it. Like, I ended up getting a really good power clean towards the end of my career in high school lifting. I hit 310, I want to say, on my power lift. I was right short of 3
310,
plates. Yeah.
Damn.
And it was because, like...
So power
it
clean,
was-
you're
Yeah.
starting at the bottom, up here, squat down, and then up.
Yeah, so imagine you're starting in a deadlift stance, and you're pretty much...
This is not the one with the all the way out here, right? This is like
no,
a
that's
normal
a
grip.
that's
That's
a
a
different.
jerk-
Oh, that's
jerk,
jerking
yeah.
clean. Yeah, so pretty much you start out like in a normal like deadlift stance, and from there you basically bring all your hips forward while not
Wanna
trying
play
to
a
move
video?
your feet, and bringing your hands up, and pretty much just throwing the bar up with your body, with your
Very
hips. And yeah, and then that's as soon as you get as high as you can, you race to the bottom to basically try to catch it, and then you're down in a squat. Like there's so many different components of it.
It's literally everything.
Yeah,
literally
yeah,
everything.
Saquon, yeah,
Yeah.
the 405. So he was doing this like sophomore year. This was one of the most. See, his form is actually like technically horrible when you watch this.
4 or 5. Damn.
Cause like right here's the pull motion.
Oh man.
Yeah, so you see how his feet went back? That's
Yeah,
that's actually horrible.
that's scary, bro.
That's horrible.
That's
for you.
so fucking scary, dude. That's
So
insane, bro.
So I was taught that you always had to have your feet go forward, but I mean when you're flipping Saquon, you can
Is
do
he
whatever
a
you want.
sophomore in
it'll
high
work.
school?
No, and he's at Penn State there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Recently this happened or what?
So he no, this was probably about 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who was the
Saquon just
record?
won the Super Bowl for the Eagles.
Oh no way. He's a
their
football
starting,
player.
He's their starting running back.
Oh
yeah.
no way. That's,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he was also the MVP this year in the NFL.
Yeah, I've not been following football. I'll be honest. I wouldn't
Yeah.
maybe this.
No, it's all
players,
good.
but This is so slow.
Yeah.
Is this a
so
world record
right,
here? Yeah.
Yeah. So this is just like this is just one part of it. It's just the motion
Yeah,
of
look at that
this.
form.
And then the second one is basically racing it to get down.
The catch it.
Yeah, and the catch.
This is probably like relatively one of the most dangerous powerlifting / weightlifting movements, right? What do you think is the most dangerous?
Definitely, in my opinion, deadlift.
You think so?
Just
your back.
Just from. I mean, I'm saying that more or less watching kids in high school deadlift as much as possible with the bar 2 feet out from them, not on their shins, you know, and just watching their backs literally bend
you
in
should've
ways
seen my
that
form,
should
man.
not be allowed.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, we had a lot of kids fail their power cleans. And I mean, the thing about power cleaning is like, if you can't get it, you can throw it, you know? If you know that you're not coming down to a squat, you can throw it, which is awesome. But with a deadlift, when you fight it, and also if you don't get it up all the way, there's a lot. We had a couple of times where kids dropped, 400 plus pounds on their knees. Like, yeah, that happened a couple of times where it just it was just not good. There's one time where I think a kid had like a muscle contusion or something.
Contusion, what the hell
it
is
was
that?
just like where the muscle gets like impacted basically,
Oh.
and it's just like basically a big bruise.
Yeah.
But like
And that was direct. Because I
gnarly.
know with deadlift, there's a lot of injury from consecutively doing bad form,
Yeah.
where over time it'll hurt your lower back or whatever. But this
Yeah.
is an injury that happened from direct impact. Just muscle.
Yeah, it happened from him just like fighting a near 100% rep. I think it was like his 98% or 97.5 or whatever. And as he was coming up, it literally just slipped in one of his hands, and then that side went down and just like scraped his knee. Yeah.
That's rough.
So that's the nice thing about power clean is that you can always bail it, you can always throw it. You know,
Yeah.
if you're going down in your squat, you know you don't have it, you can throw it. So.
That's true. That's it. Yeah, man. So when you competed, did you have like powerlifting and weightlifting combined? Kind of, because I think the weightlifting movements are more the Olympic ones. Power clean, hang clean.
Yeah. So
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. What did you show me, Theo? You're giving me nightmares, man. Yeah.
Dude, how close was that? 4
That was like a
inches?
centimeter from his head. Holy
Dude.
shit. Well, I feel like most people are not going to fall back.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could lose your balance pretty easily. It's possible.
Yeah. So Michigan's I forget what it was called, just like the association within
Weightlifting?
Yeah,
Like the weightlifting
weightlifting.
team?
So it was
You pull it
your
up, I mean,
so it's your
Michigan.
so it's your best squat,
Deadlift, bench.
deadlift, bench, and then also clean, and then your clean and jerk, or your what's it called? What's the one where you go straight up?
That's jerk, right?
Yeah, jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snatch. There you go.
Oh yeah, snatch.
Yeah, this is what you want to talk about?
Yep. And then you can go in. You can compete either in the big three, just like squat, deadlift,
That's
or
powerlifting, I'm pretty sure.
bench. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
that's
can go
what-
in
yeah.
those three, or you can Olympic and do all 5.
I'm pretty sure they're two separate organizations.
Yeah, they're two
Yeah.
separate things.
Because I just joined the powerlifting club. But yeah, I'm like so interested in competing, man. I feel like it'd be so much fun. I feel like I have time to really develop my numbers.
Oh, definitely.
I think I can easily qualify by the summer, which is like the bare minimum.
Yeah.
But I think that for my weight class, I needed 865 pounds total.
Okay.
It's not that much.
No.
You know, I get 275 bench, 315 squat, and then deadlift is already like such a low number that,
Yeah.
yeah.
That gives you. Yeah. That means you just have to clear like 315.
Deadlift?
on
Yeah,
deadlift.
easily.
Yeah.
That's fine. But yeah, dude, I feel
Now-
like that'd be so much fun.
Are you familiar with snatch or clean and jerk at all?
Yeah, so snatch is the one where you start out here, right?
Yeah.
And you kind of squat down, you go up here. Yeah.
Now, would you say, do you have experience within doing both these?
No, I would just
movements?
focus on squat
Okay.
bench deadlift for powerlifting. Yeah.
From an outsider looking in, which sort of lift do you think would be harder?
As someone who doesn't know how to do this,
Yeah.
I mean, I've tried them before, so.
Okay.
But I just
So
think
if you-
the snatch, I think, would be harder.
Okay.
At least that's the one I struggle with getting right, even that with just a bar. Just because I feel like that motion of, like, coming from here to here with so much weight. Like, you really need your form to be perfect, I feel
Yeah.
like. That's insane.
And the most difficult part for me is, for me at least, with just mastering like power cleaning, and we got into this like a good amount, but the most difficult part is where your feet land, and it's something that you just have to control over and over, like with.
So is this
repetition.
heat going to move position from a starting position?
Yeah. So with
This is the clean and jerk, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if anything, his feet should go like a little bit forward after the clean motion, or just stay there.
Yeah.
It's pretty much up to preference.
I know, yeah, okay, got it. I feel like sometimes I've seen the jerks, they have 1 foot in front. Is that normal?
It really depends on form, and I think
Okay.
it's technically 2 different lifts within like the form.
Yeah.
Like they're called two different things, but both I believe are like legal moves that you can
Yeah.
do. But I think the optimal way is the split,
Mm-hmm.
at least from what I've seen.
The split isn't 1 foot in front?
Yeah.
Okay.
One
Yeah.
goes front, one goes.
I'm always scared I'm going to fall back and, like, hurt my arm or something.
Yeah.
That's when I see
No,
that
it's,
motion that's scariest.
Yeah.
So you've done all these. You've competed with all these.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? So in terms of competing,
This lift was, I would say, probably this was the hardest lift for me to master
Snatch?
in general.
or
Yeah.
the jerk.
The jerk.
Okay.
Snatch was a little bit easier, but I would say the thing that's tough about the clean and jerk isn't necessarily the clean movement, because typically it's about like 70 to 80% of what your clean max is. It's more or less like focusing on your traps and like
Activating them.
but it's really odd as well, because like it's unlike any other movement that can activate your traps. It's extremely odd. Like it's almost like you're just maxing out that small muscle, because that's pretty much like damn near what's supporting all the weight.
The trap.
Yeah.
So at the motion going up, or even in the jerk part of it?
Just holding the weight.
Okay.
I mean,
Like
getting
here?
up, yeah.
Or like-
Yeah, getting up there isn't the big problem. It's keeping it up there, and it's keeping it like stable.
Got it.
Yeah.
So is there like a certain time
Because-
limit? Like
because
you,
you
need to
can
hold it for
go-
like 2 seconds or something. Will they
You
make
repeat
you?
that?
So when you're competing, is there like a time limit or time criteria? They have to hold it for like 2 or 3 seconds or something before you can.
Yeah,
drop
you
it,
have to
or-
hold it until the person tells you to drop it, and then you
Ah.
get, and then from there you get basically your 3 green. Well, you get 3 lights from 3 different judges, and you have to get 2 out of 3 green, or you have to get. They can rate you off a green, yellow, or red. Yellow means like most of it. There's like certain criteria basically.
And
that
mainly
they're-
form they're looking at.
Yeah, mainly
Okay.
form. Yeah, just form, pretty much. See if it was a legal lift, and also if, pretty much just the legalities of the lift. But you can get 2 greens and a yellow. As long as you get 2 greens, you're fine.
Okay.
So yellow means like there was one flaw in the lift, and greens means everything's perfect. Red means there's 2 or more flaws. So you just have to get 2 greens pretty much for that to count as your.
Just at all
lift.
levels.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, for high school at least.
Got it.
When I competed. So
Wow.
yeah.
Nice, dude.
But like the biggest one too is for finishing. Like it's very interesting, because like for deadlift you have to go down after lifting it. So like after you get to the top, you can't drop it. You have to hold it for about 2 to 3 seconds, and then you have to go down with it.
Yeah,
so you
that's
can't
hard
drop
part.
it. If you drop it, you'd get 3 reds.
Wow.
Which is really interesting, because then that's like, yeah. Like, because I was, until my junior year when I competed, I was a big, like, I deadlift and then drop it. Because, like, I had a week back, I was like, I'm not trying to go down with, 400 and whatever pounds. Like, that does not, my back would not enjoy that. But, like.
So when you say go down, like, is there also rules in terms of how your form looks when you're going down? Like, could I just like go down fast while I'm still holding the bar? Or you have to do it properly, clean.
I mean, you technically have to have control of it, but I mean, you're kind of letting it drop, but you still have your hands. You still you technically just have to have your hands on the bar when it's going down. So.
I see. Yeah, man. Well, yeah, I think there's so much art to mastering form, and I think as a non-power lifter, athlete lifter, as we've both been for so many years,
Yeah.
it's so much fun to just bounce the bar off your chest when you're benching and just throw the weight down when you're deadlifting. And just,
So much fun.
you know, that you get so strong doing that too. That's such an ego hit when you have to like stop for a second when you're benching
100%.
and your PR drops by like 50 pounds. You're like, fuck, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
And I think that's the kind of stage I'm going through right now because I feel like I'm on the second week of powerlifting program and it makes you bench 4 times a week. Like you saw me benching like 150, like nothing, right?
Yeah.
You're kind of looking at me like, you're gonna put more weight on that bar or what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's just making me do this for like 8 reps and just do it 100% properly. Like just stop, up, up, and it's so light. But I guess that getting that mental repetition and like tomorrow's supposed, or maybe tonight if I get the time to go, be like my heavier bench day. But still, I'm trying to do it perfect form and properly.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably one of the hardest parts. Like someone going from just a normal lifter to actually thinking about competing and seeing that can go. But you know,
and I find myself like as not competing or lifting really with a true purpose as in for athletic performance. I agree with that, you know, like except kind of like on the contrary of now, like I don't necessarily need the power clean on a weekly basis. Sometimes I go back to it just to make sure that I'm, you know, still keeping up with it, you know. So, but I would definitely say that it's tough because it's like you want to kind of go back to those ways, but then you're going back just like how it's like the opposite for you, you know.
Yeah, definitely. But with time, I'm in practice, and I'm really hoping I can get to a part I can compete. Because I feel like for so long this year, there's been some lack where, you know, sure, like I'm doing things I enjoy doing, whether it's going to podcast, schoolwork, but there was like that sense of competition I belonged that I had throughout high school with sports. But I mean, I don't know, maybe you feel that to some degree as well because you came in with that expectation that hopefully you can walk on the football team here, and I'm sure you must have been so excited for that.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like do you feel nowadays too like is there something in you that wants to compete in some way or do something more meaningful? Because I feel like now that I started powerlifting, it's been gone that nagging feeling of wanting to compete or wanting to do something bigger. Because I know I kind of have that dopamine in my system. Like maybe it's coming. You know, maybe I'm working toward it coming. But I don't know. Do you miss anything like that?
So starting the beginning of the second semester, I started joining or going to practices for club rugby. So I went there for about 2 weeks, and then that's when kind of like school started hitting in, and also I work like about 15 to 20 hours a week, and on top of like having a couple different club commitments and whatnot, I was like,
starting the winter semester.
Yeah. So starting this winter semester, second semester, I just found I couldn't really create time for it just because of my work commitment, and you know I wanted to generate so much money during this semester. So, but also I think that now that my time has kind of shrunk with working more, with taking more credits, with having new commitments with a couple different clubs I'm involved in, it's almost made me appreciate lifting more because now that time's sacred, you know, because I have so many different things that are on my plate. So I'd say in a way that's kind of diminished my urge of wanting to be a part of a team. But I can also see myself down the line getting back into rugby and learning the game more and having more dedication towards it. I just knew I didn't have enough time to A, learn the game, to B, put 10 to 15 hours a week. Because I was either going to go all in and like, you know, train for it and go to all the practices and, you know, go to stuff beforehand and afterhand so I can start picking up the game. And I just figured out I just didn't have that time. And I wasn't willing to also drop my job, which I already committed to. But like I said, I think me having more things on my plate, like, allowed me to appreciate working more, or lifting more, I should say, working. And, yeah, I've found a lot more enjoyment now in just going to the gym because of having more clubs and more responsibilities and more credit, and so
something to look forward to, you know,
stabilizes
everything, peaceful and all.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's kind of, like you said, fill the void of like wanting to be a part of something bigger than yourself, but without me necessarily doing it. But I can definitely see myself down the line getting involved into rugby more.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, rugby's a great sport. I met like one guy on the rugby team. Do you know those guys well now or no?
I know. I'm good friends. So because have you met Luca DeSanto?
I met Massimo.
Okay, you're telling me
I just
about
randomly
this.
met this guy.
You're telling me about him. I don't know. I haven't formally met him, But
From Canada.
yeah, you were telling me about
French
him one
accent.
time. Yeah. But I'm really good friends with Luca, and Luca joined the rugby team this past fall
Amazing. Man.
and told me all about it. And
So he got you into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I lasted like a week or two worth of practice, and I was like, you know what, I don't think I'll have enough time for this.
Yeah,
And
fair. Because I also like don't like half-assing things in life. And I know you
Exactly.
feel the same way. Like if
Yeah.
I'm just showing up to practice every now and then, but can't give it my all, like I would hate that. You know,
Yeah.
Like, I really want to go all in when I do things.
Yeah, and it was like I knew that if I was going to start getting involved with rugby, then it was going to be impacting my normal lifting split, because I take like because of all the different stuff I do within my workouts. Like I work out about 4 or 5 times a week, going about an hour to an hour and 30 minutes. Like
Yeah.
I would have to take some of that time away to add to rugby, with that also filling maybe like one day's worth on the weekend of free time, so then that eliminates, able to go to games or go do things on campus and, go support friends and whatnot, which is something I, deem important. But, yeah, I think it was important for me to kind of step back and realize, like, right now is not the time, and it's okay that it's not the time.
Yeah, and it's sometimes good to just like load it up and see how it feels, and naturally your body will, or your brain will kind of communicate to you that
Yeah.
based on intuition. I feel like now that we've loaded up so much, it's a little bit over the top. How do we taper down a little bit to get to like a sweet spot? And
Yeah.
it's kind of what you did, and you also have that in your mind that one day, maybe next term, try it again, see if it works, and
Yeah.
compete. So it'd be a lot of fun, man. Rugby's great.
Yeah, it kind of sucked stepping away from it, because like it brought back that kind of sense of enjoyment
Yeah.
of just like almost being a kid again.
What'd that
you
feel
know?
like?
It was awesome. I mean, it's something I feel like I still have that within lifting, which is why I think I was able to step away so well, I would say. But just I don't know, like I literally just, I mean, the thing about rugby compared to football is that it's just so it's a free for all, like it's just like.
Well, can you describe to me the difference? I don't know rugby too well.
So I'm not even that well, I don't know, knowledgeable of rugby in the first place, but just from the couple of practices I went to, like it's just the ball, when someone is tackled, the ball stops there and then it immediately goes back into play, whereas football there's like a 40-second.
Wait, what do you mean immediately goes back into play?
So then the person goes down, and then if someone who plays rugby is gonna like dog me for like all the technical terms, because I don't
We
know.
got a fact checker with this. For sure.
Yeah, but basically the ball just goes back into play. Someone has to like bring it under their legs, and then gets brought back into play. And that can be in like a bunch of different variations. Now, I specifically joined them during their 7-on-7 season, which is very similar to 7-on-7 with football, which is just like the quarterbacks and the skill players. There's no offensive line. Kind of same idea with rugby. There's not that big scrum, I believe is what it's called. Just like all the big guys, and that's pretty much like similar to the offensive line within American football.
Gotcha.
And so a lot of it was just like the technical skills of just like passing and whatnot that we were learning and talking about. But like, for example, like when someone gets tackled, the ball stops right there, and then the scrum, like someone basically gets on the ball and then it gets back into play.
Yeah, that makes more sense. It was very similar, but
Yeah.
kind of adjusted a little bit.
Yeah.
Sure. Amazing. I will say that throughout fall term, I always like admired the way you lifted, because also it was unique. But there was something I realized that there is some kind of joy and excitement in compound lifts and doing a whole lot of other things, because you get more excited. Like you're
Yeah.
sure you're benching, but you're about to hit like that leg curl machine after, and they're both so much fun, and
Yeah.
incorporating all these different aspects of it. And I think now that my lifts really do model yours, where I'm doing 2 compound lifts per workout, plus hypertrophy stuff, plus core stuff,
Yeah.
I've been enjoying it so much more.
Yeah.
It's been so much more fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you, but on Saturday, it's probably the longest, the most hours in a day I've spent working out, because I went twice.
Okay.
Because I went in the morning. I was at my day 4 of my program, which includes squat, bench, and deadlift.
Yeah, you were
So
telling me about it.
I started with my deadlift, which is my main movement for the day. Then I went and hit super light bench, like a plate, super light squats, like 165. And that took me like an hour 40 in itself. And I hadn't finished my hypertrophy part of the workout because I had to come do a podcast. So came here, did that, went back, took 40 minutes to finish up my hypertrophy part of it, which was like back, like RDLs and then cable rows. It was all over the place. It was fun though. But then I saw some of my friends there, and I had to do some core stuff. So I asked if they wanted to weighted planks with me. And I wasn't gonna go that hard because I wasn't supposed to, but since they were there, we went pretty hard.
Okay.
Did like 3 sets of weighted planks. Just like every time we'd reach our time limit, we'd be like 5 more seconds, 5 more seconds.
Yeah.
So I hate when we do that, but then I'm also the one who ends up doing it.
Yeah.
We just
No,
keep
you
going.
gotta.
And then I did
Right.
cardio after that. Then I did stretching. So I literally did every single possible thing you could think of in one day. Every powerlifting movement, like a hypertrophy workout that's technically full body, even though I didn't really hit every single part of my body. Then stretching, cardio, core. I literally did everything in one day, and it was so fulfilling. It's like something fun about. I think your body feels so different too when you hit all the different parts of it. Like sure, chest day feels fun, but when you're just doing compounds lift plus hypertrophy stuff plus core and cardio all in the same day, it's really fulfilling and it's
Yeah.
fun.
And there's not a day that goes by that I work out that I don't feel better after leaving the gym, and I think that's why I still stick with those full body workouts. I mean, I've thought about going just back to a classic push pull legs, but I don't think you don't feel the same walking out of the gym with just focusing on one muscle group, in my opinion. Like when you activate everything, like I feel like, I don't know if it, I mean, I bet you it probably has some correlation with how your brain feels as well, like hitting multiple different muscle groups and allowing blood to flow in different ways and different, going to different muscle groups and opening almost new, like, pathways in a sense. Like, I don't know how to exactly
good way to
describe it,
describe it.
but it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know, it's almost like you have this sort of like newfound freedom in a way. Like you just feel better leaving the gym.
Like you're free in your own body.
Exactly.
You can feel it out in a different way.
Yeah, just feel better.
Amazing. Yeah. I mean, I think 2 weeks ago, I was like studying all day. I had like brain fog all day. It
Yeah.
wasn't the best feeling, but I went to the gym at 7 p.m. did 20 minutes of cardio, and I felt so good.
Yeah.
It all went away. It just magically dissipates.
Yeah.
It feels so beautiful.
And what I really like too is, so I'll go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, usually take a break on Thursday and then go Friday. And what I'll do sometimes is every couple of weeks I won't lift Saturday and Sunday, and I'll lift Monday later in the day. So I get about 72 hours where I haven't lifted. And that Monday is like, oh my gosh, it's just like I feel like no one can stop me, like, after leaving the gym. And I think that's something else that's really important about working out as well. It's like once you take that time away, maybe like a day or two, like that next time you get done lifting is unbelievable. Like it's a feeling you can't replicate.
Yeah. That's amazing, dude, because I never used to take rest days last term.
Yeah.
I could probably count on my one hand how many rest days I took in fall term.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad. Because, I mean, if you enjoy going to the gym, like, your day kind of sucks if you don't.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, this term I started taking more rest days. I would start taking rest days every 4 or 5 days. And instantly, I never felt tired. Like, I used to feel tired in a lot of my workouts last term. And it would just be like I'm building up, but it's just push through, and like this downward spiral effect. And I think now that I'm taking more rest days, and with powerlifting, you almost have to. It makes me go 4 times a week, which is like nothing almost. But I don't know, resting more has not only helped my lifts go up, but I just feel so much better when I go and lift. The song's back.
Oh man, it's like I want to sing to it.
I never really paid attention to the lyrics until like last week, and then I really listened to the whole story of it, and it was like, damn, I didn't even go on Genius or anything. I just heard it, and it was like, wow, there's like 2 whole parallel pathways of stories going on, and
yeah,
it's pretty cool.
This is Butter, correct? But what's really interesting, when I was sending you some of the different Tribe Called Quest documentaries.
Oh yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch that.
Because I put them on, and
how long are those documentaries?
I mean, the one that I watched was about 15-20 minutes.
We can probably play one of them as we're talking.
And honestly, yeah, if you go on YouTube, I can show you the one that I watched. But specifically, they talked about
part of it, yeah.
They talked about how Fife and Q-Tip fought over this song because Fife's the only one who's on Butter. I mean, Q-Tip does kind of the vocals during the chorus, but it's the Deep Discog dive, yeah. Wait, that one's short.
No, it's 24 minutes.
It's
24 minutes, yeah.
Oh, it's 24. Okay, yeah.
I don't know why it said 8:56.
Oh, because
that's
it's on my.
Because you're watching
it. Because I watched it. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a part in this where I mean, if we probably go through it, I could probably.
Plays a workmanship that
It's more in
That's
the
5.
yeah. So if you slide back, the Love Movement I think is their 5th album.
So
It's
5,
organized by albums, yeah. So Beats and Rhymes.
So I play the low end theory one.
Yeah, so keep going to the left. That's Midnight Marauders.
Yeah, play this
Low End
whole
Theory,
section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can just start about right
Yeah,
there.
right there's fine. Yeah.
But basically, what he explains is how they fought over Butter and who would rap on it. And
Yeah. The Q-Tip
Fife-
Q-Tip wanted to rap on it.
No, Fife is the one who raps on
Yeah,
it.
yeah, but Q-Tip wanted to. or-
Q-Tip wanted to, and
Okay.
it was like, it was actually like one of the, yeah, because they went at it a
You want to
lot.
pause the music in the background? Appreciate it. Yeah. So what happened to Jerobi? Was he on this one? I feel like I didn't hear any references to Jerobi on the entire album.
So Jerobi, I feel like ends up leaving, I believe, right before this album is, before this album came out.
Yeah, go
because
back.
they're here,
Culinary school. The Chef Adventures of Jerobi White.
Yeah.
Are you serious, bro?
Yeah, he left them right before this album came out.
He missed the best one. Thank God.
I think this is another thing that makes A Tribe Called Quest, like, what rappers talk about their obesity problems and are just like so
Damn, Fife,
brutally
you got
honest
fat.
about
Yeah, I
it.
know,
Yeah,
it looks pathetic.
exactly.
I feel like those first 3-4 years of the 90s had some of the best album releases.
I 100% agree. And then the end of the 90s, in my opinion, were like the fall off of rap.
The fall off, you think it never got better after 90s?
I just think it was saturated with BS.
It was, definitely, but I also think some of the best albums I've ever heard were released in the 2000s, unfortunately.
No, yeah, no, definitely when you're getting the early 2000s. That's, but I mean, you also got.
But I think post 2010 is when it starts to really go down.
Yeah, that's when
Yeah.
maximizing the mainstream
Yeah,
media.
this is the intro.
This is where Quest really narrowed down on their signature sonic style, focusing mainly
What's the
on
sonic
bass
style?
and vocals. Is a Tribe
I don't
Called
know.
Quest hyperpop? Not to mention, this thing sounds pristine. The quality they were able to eke out of these old vinyl samples is remarkable.
It really
I would go
was.
as far as to call this the Asia of 90s hip hop. Apparently that
I don't
was a
get that
goal of
reference.
Quest
Or
to
Me either.
on here. So shout out to Bob Power on this one. He's the real MVP. Q-Tip is once again in tip-top shape, but Fife Dog really takes advantage of his time. Everything from
He does. Every verse he has on this album, in my
incredible.
opinion, is perfect.
He's really a great rapper, man.
Like on Buggin' Out. And Scenario not only planted itself as the native tongue
Scenario.
platform for rising star.
So was Busta Rhymes big at the time?
No, this is the
They
song.
got him
This is
big.
the song that he peaked
'Cause
on.
I feel like
that's what got him into the scene because I think he was
Wow.
out of New York with them.
Wait, so Busta Rhymes was bigger or Tribe was bigger at the time?
So this was, I
Let's
want to
search it
say
up.
Tribe. I want to say they kind of came up together, but
Yeah, search it up. In like 91, was Busta bigger or was Tribe bigger? Busta Rhymes and Tribe Called Quest.
I want to say it was kind of in unison. Well, I mean, just like the entire movement that was going on there because you had De La Soul, you had Tribe Called Quest, you had a bunch of other artists that made up the Native Tongues group, and basically they all
What's
worked
Native
together.
Tongues?
So Native Tongues is De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest. I'm trying to think of some of the other artists.
I'd go to like ChatGPT or something.
Just look up the Native Tongues. It'll show up. It's
Okay.
yeah. They basically all. It was almost like a creative. It was almost like
I think it's a native.
you know OF.
like native, like NITIVE.
Yeah, Native Tongues.
Sorry, what do I know? What?
You know like OF
No.
with Tyler.
The
It's like
creator?
Tyler Creator, ASAP Rocky.
Oh, that's like
it's
a group.
Just basically a big creative.
What does OF stand
group.
for?
I mean, it just kind of they all kind of fell under the same sort of category of music. Like,
Okay, so they
I mean,
kinda-
Tribe was
okay.
more kind of jazz rapped, but also they all kind of fell under this kind of earthy, I don't know, kind of vibe. I mean, it says it right there. Collective of 80s and
Jungle
90s
Brothers,
hip
De La
hop artists known
Soul,
for
Tribe Called Quest. Big
yeah,
names.
positive minded, and Afrocentric lyrics, but also Afrocentric beats
Yeah.
as well. And I don't
Common
know.
hops on those two.
And they're all from New York too,
Yeah.
so that's what made it even more special.
Was Common a part of this? Because I feel like Common fits the same vibe.
Past members, Jungle Brothers. So Jungle Brothers are really good. I got into them a little bit,
yeah, you know, hit
but
the
they're-
Wikipedia. Oh, right here. Yeah.
but out of the Jungle Brothers, De La Soul, and the Tribe Called Quest, which are the three groups out of here
Yeah.
that I know of, Queen Latifah, that's who I was thinking of. But yeah, try.
Psychedelic rap is a genre.
Yeah,
Progressive rap.
but yeah, this is probably my favorite era or time within rap.
Definitely. And he's also a great era for rock too.
Yeah,
With Nirvana.
yeah.
Dude, it's fucking incredible.
When was Nirvana really prevalent?
93.
Okay.
That's when Nevermind came out. Could I search it up? Nevermind by Nirvana release. Yeah, you never really got deep into rock, right? You're more the hip hop, old hip hop.
I'd say
yeah.
the farthest I've gone into rock is, you're gonna laugh at me, but like
Yeah, 91. same
really
year.
early Beastie Boys before they went rap.
This is the same year as Low End Theory.
As yeah,
Yo, can you search up what month Low End Theory came out? Is it August? They're like right around the same time.
yeah. I
This
don't
is-
remember.
This is
month.
September. So when was Low End Theory out?
When was what?
The Low End Theory. Dude, imagine like being a part of that time and like just listening to new music and the Low End Theory and Nirvana come out like the same 2 months.
If there was something
Dude,
that,
they came on the same day.
are you serious?
Bro, they came out on the same day. September 24th. That's probably a Friday. Dude, what
Wow.
are the what are the chances?
That's
man?
like two. That's like arguably the best rock album and best. I mean, rap is like
it's hard to
rap
go,
can be under.
The top
rap
10
can be
rap
counted as yeah,
10 rap
top
album.
5.
top
for
5.
sure.
I think top 5 is fair. Damn. What are the chances of that? One of the greatest days of history, man.
Yeah,
September
like,
24th. If anyone got a September 24th birthday, shout out. That's sick.
I think what's funny too is like every week, what I tried to do on Thursday nights or Friday morning is I got a couple of different YouTubers that kind of do like the new music Friday or whatever, and you know dive into like the newest music that comes out. And sometimes like I'll listen to it, I'm just like, man, this is just a whole lot of garbage.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't.
this is just awful. Like, what am I listening to? And you're telling me like these
Yo,
two albums were dropped. Like, why
Just like
could
that, just like water.
why
Just
could
put 'em
YouTube
out.
be around for this and then I just
Yeah,
listen
was
to
it?
both these albums?
These days we got
at
Lil
the
Baby
same
like,
time?
yeah. Over and over
Turn
again.
that garbage off.
Yeah, I can't do it no more. I was so deep in that garbage like middle school, man. That's all I listened to.
No, yeah, no,
So-
same me. We all fell. Everyone fell for the like. I find it so interesting how I shuffle through my library.
You gotta play my
and,
old
like,
YouTube my old playlist.
And,
It's
like-
so ass.
And like I'll go to like and like Lil Tecca will play constantly. I'm just
Oh my
like, all right,
God.
turn it off.
Here, let me just start to think what playlist. Go to main.
But I think that's just
Scroll
got.
down. Scroll down. This is still pretty recent.
I think that's just got to do with like being in middle school and trying to find
Yeah,
where you belong.
This is the first playlist I made on Spotify, My Music. But like it's pretty big.
Yeah, both.
Over 24
Both
hours.
is classic.
Here, play this on shuffle. Can you do a shuffle on this? It's fine. Just hit play.
Sway Lee.
Hey, Pop Smoke, turn me up.
Pop Smoke was one of them that everyone was gravitating towards. I don't know, this era of rap.
There's some
is-
good songs here.
No, there's some good songs. Don't get me wrong, but everyone played these.
It's so overplayed.
Like,
Hey, turn that shit up. like fucking Lil Mosey, bro.
awful.
I actually-
why was Lil Mosey ever in my library?
I actually like this album. Love Me Now is actually a good album.
Okay, now some of the Tory Lanez tracks are.
Yo,
really
play like
fire.
go to Love Me Now. Play like go to the album. Let Me Now. Play like
You got like.
I actually really like the song.
Ferris Wheel's a classic.
Yeah, Flexible's a great song. It's a really good one. I
I
mean,
don't know if I've heard this.
I only like it because of how much I listened to it in middle school and how much it kind
Okay.
of stuck somewhere in my brain.
Brings you back.
Yeah.
But isn't it really interesting how, like, in middle school is a time where, everyone I feel like tries to replicate each other.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's reflected within
Music.
right?
Yeah.
Like, there's really, like, 50 songs I was only listening to in
See if you find anything you like
in
here.
middle school.
Honestly, yeah. I had a pretty big playlist in middle school. Like this, I just kept growing this. But I don't know. I feel like there's 6ix9ine. Forgot 6ix9ine, bro.
Nuketown.
Dude, I remember when this album came out. I was like, this shit's so fire, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's definitely that energy of like wanting to fit in that I think contributes to why people listen to certain kind of music. But I also have memories of me really enjoying this music, which is the weird
No,
thing, like
I-
how you can grow with music taste over time, which is so unique.
Yeah, I don't reflect on this being a bad time at all. I more or less
Yeah.
just see it as like, wow, like I was just listening to whoever my friend was listening or
Yeah.
whatever was hot, whatever was getting the most streams.
Yeah, remember the Spider-Man movie?
Yeah. No, actually,
don't
there's
wanna
tons of
wait on when
classics
you
off
text
that
it.
album. 1.5, in my opinion,
Ooh.
21 Savage's best song.
Play it. I'm trying to remember what it goes like. Oh yeah.
Or not, I'm thinking of a different one off this album. It's not 1.5.
You can hit the album. Check it out. Guns
Out for the Night. Out for the
Oh,
Night.
I love that song.
Out for the Night, part
The
2.
production on that, dude.
Yeah, have you
Yeah,
heard the
yo.
part 2?
Yeah, part 2's
With-
good
with
too. It's on the
Travis?
deluxe, yeah. Gave a back shot till the neck hurts.
Back shots.
Neck hurts.
Yeah, shot.
Dead first.
Yeah. How much did you get in the Future growing up?
Not much.
Neither did I.
I never really got into Future. I mean, I played this album when it came out. I like Corday still, though. Corday's good.
do.
Mudboard Mobamba, bro.
I feel like he's still trying to feel his way in the rap industry, though.
I don't like his newer stuff. After Lost Boy, I haven't heard any good music from him,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Lost Boy is really good, though.
No, I agree.
I like Khalid a lot. Sun City's an amazing album.
I feel like the Lost Boy, there's just a lot of purpose within that. Like, I felt
I
like
can feel
it
it.
was a good, cohesive album
Yeah.
that meant something to him, but also had a lot of construct to it.
Yeah. Bank account. 1, 2, sixth grade bumping bank account. Then I got into this era. Of
Hey, at least I haven't seen any Lil Pump yet.
no, get him out of here, bro. That's a good song, bro. Play that shit. That's a good song. Come
I
on.
don't know if I've heard
That shit just play on the radio all the time. You definitely heard this shit. Come on. It's funny because I look at
I
some
don't
of these
know if I
songs.
have.
I look at some of these songs and I forgot they existed, man. Like Roses. Talk by Khalid. I forgot that song
So
existed.
2019, you were what? 14? 13?
I was 5 years younger. 6
Yeah.
years younger. 6 years younger. Wait, no, 7 years younger.
No, 5. 7. Wait, 6.
Because this is February. No, 5. 6. I was 6
Yes.
years younger. What the? Time's flying, bro.
2025.
2019 was last year, right?
I said 5. You said 7.
Wait, 2019 feels like last year, though. Come on. Tatiana Blueface. This is a wild playlist, bro. This Offset album. I streamed that so much. I streamed Dripper Down 2. I streamed a lot. I was like really in the Ghana, dude.
So out of all this mainstream stuff, do you still have one that you'll ride with regardless?
From this playlist?
Just from like I'm just talking about any song here that like was just ate up by mainstream
Like a
mainstream audience.
song?
Yeah.
Like any song
yeah. I mean,
that I still fuck with?
yeah,
I
just
mean,
one that you keep on going back to.
definitely in
Something-
rock. I like all the mainstream stuff.
Okay.
With this kind of stuff, I'm trying to think, because like, I've not heard a lot of. I like the Lil Baby in Gunna album, Drip Harder. That's a really good album. You're going through really weird eras in my life now.
Gosh. Well, it's just all of his music, right?
I kept growing this like over time too.
Wow.
Basket Case comes in here. You can see all the different eras, dude. Like 2021, it's like sophomore year of high school. Roddy Rich.
Okay.
The whole
First
Green Day.
MF Doom song.
Okay, this is where it gets better.
There we go, Doom.
Oh no,
Young
now
Boy.
it gets worse. It gets all
No,
the way
this
down.
album isn't. This is
I hate-
probably Young
okay.
Boy's best album.
I hate Young Boy. Don't play that shit.
No, but this is his best album though. in
Play
my
it unless
opinion.
you want.
You got some
I
classics.
can't listen to him without just like turning that shit off immediately
Yeah.
and throwing my computer out the window or something. Okay, Kendrick. Okay, Section 80.
Great album.
I do not fuck with this album.
CLB.
Okay, I fuck with Anti. Anti's a good album.
It is.
Pushing P. I'm pushing P.
I feel like I don't go back to that Rihanna album.
Anti?
enough. Yeah.
I should probably go more. See, I didn't like this album at all. From Bird's Eye View. What is this album? I don't even remember this existed. Dawn FM.
It's The Weeknd's.
I don't even realize it's existed, man.
It's pretty good. It's one of his more underrated albums, I'd say. Did you listen to his newest album yet?
What is it?
What's the name?
I don't think so. But just compare that to like the OG song for the
Hurry
Soul
Up
playlist.
Tomorrow is what it's called. It just came out a couple of weeks ago.
No, I didn't hear about it. Okay, this is where it gets better. Yeah, compare this to like if you go back, the era, just go to like OG Elite Collection. How about you? Let's just play this on shuffle now. The OG Songs for the Soul. It's the first one. No, it's that one. First one. Yeah, hit the shit.
Okay, so I
Ooh,
was
straight up.
thinking about this. So we're talking about how Tribe Called Quest is the most like impactful
Yeah.
group, within the rap scene, and it's interesting how we really haven't seen almost like we haven't seen a replication of them. But
Yeah, we haven't.
You especially in the 2010s and on, like you see once someone makes something really dope, it's replicated like instantly. And you now see that kind of with a lot of different scenes, just like mumble rap. And I mean mumble rap more or less has to do with it just being really easy to produce.
You could probably
But
make some.
I think that's part of the reason why Tribe, in a sense, hasn't been replicated, because of what they had going on was just, I don't know, just very natural and hard. It's really hard to replicate
Yeah,
what
how
they
do
had.
you replicate that? Because you can replicate the beats, you can replicate the lyricism, but you can't replicate like the brotherhood. You know?
Yeah, and the
You just
chemistry of it. But I mean, there's also been really strong De La Soul had great chemistry. But I mean, they're kind of in the similar realm and doing stuff at the same time, so you can't really compare to them. But I mean,
I feel like it's difficult to get chemistry, production, and lyricism all together.
yeah,
And I think that's what made them unique. They had everything.
yeah,
Because I think the unique thing with rock is that they often have like terrible chemistry, but it kind of works, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
Like they always be yelling at each other. It's just passive aggressiveness.
Yeah.
Everyone's angry at each other, but somehow it creates the most aggressive, angry, amazing music. Like I think Nirvana's Nevermind's a great example of that.
Yeah,
So I think it can sometimes work in rock, but it's hard in hip hop.
yeah.
'Cause it's a very like different kind of sound.
And the only group I can really think that has as good of chemistry kind of throughout the years within rap groups is probably Beastie Boys. And their chemistry that they have, it's kind of the same thing, like one crazy verse after another, and
Yeah,
it,
bouncing off
it's
each
got to
other.
do with the chemistry. But also, it's interesting that we kind of haven't seen a group, maybe that specifically comes from the industry, that they're trying to replicate this. Because this is Tribe Called Quest, in my opinion, is one of the artists that their sort of style hasn't been really truly replicated in the mainstream media.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, it's interesting because, in my opinion, they're one of the most prolific groups, and they are when you look at their numbers and how they are. I mean, both of their albums, Midnight Marauders and The Low End Theory, were on Apple's top 100 albums.
Were they?
Yeah.
Midnight
I know
Marauders?
for sure the Low End Theory.
I know. I saw
was.
Low End Theory like number 19.
Was
Can you check?
what's the Midnight Marauders? I don't know.
They were
But
like- they
I
were
know
top
they're
20.
seen. I know they're seen as.
Yeah, search up like the Apple Music top 100. Yeah. We should go through this list. I want to see what. I'm not listening to a lot of these albums.
Oh, you got Astroworld on there. Yeah, you see.
Astroworld's pretty good. The interface kind of weird. I didn't like Hotel California that much. It was alright. Astroworld's good. This is a great album. Rage Against the Machine.
I haven't. Is that rock?
Yeah, it's pretty heavy rock.
Okay.
You probably heard some tracks of it, like Bomb Track.
Okay.
Um,
Oh shit. You gonna skip Lord?
yeah, Fuck Lord.
It's got some pop hits
I
on it.
haven't listened to it. Is the interface kind of hard to scroll in? I was trying to do it earlier.
It's like you're pushing away from it.
I've not listened to this. I've probably heard songs off of it. Yeah. You fuck with it? Make sure your mic's muted when you're talking too. Is it good? Okay, cool. Don't know this album.
Neither do I. Nah.
Don't know who this is.
Neither do I. Now we're getting to
Good shit.
Tyler.
I like this album.
Yeah.
It's peaceful. Tyler's albums make you feel like you're going to like a new world.
I
like
agree.
Don't know this album. I like this one. Oh, what an album. Classic, top 5 rock album. Back in
I
Black.
feel like that's fairly consensus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love this shit. not listen
Never
to.
got on the Lady Gaga.
Me-
One of my
there's
really
some
good
good
friends
songs.
is a diehard Lady
No
Gaga
way.
fan, and she always tries to put me on songs of her, and I'm like, I can't listen.
I've never met like a diehard Lady Gaga fan. You know.
Neither I until I met my
like,
friend.
I feel like people respect her, but they're not like, oh my god, Lady Gaga type
Yeah.
shit. I mean, what are some of her songs like that are popular?
Poker Face.
That's a decent song. There's like one good song that I like from her. Is it Dark Horse? Is that by her?
No, that's Katy Perry.
My fault. My fault. Let's move on. I don't even remember what Dark Horse even goes like. I'm just trying to like name songs.
No, yeah, that's Katy Perry.
Okay.
Nina Simone, she's great.
Alright. I don't know any of these artists. Don't
Mary J.
know.
Blige. My life, my life, my life.
Wait. What? I've
My-
heard that tune before, but
Yeah,
it's a hip hop
that's-
song.
That's the name of her album. I think that's like the starting track on that album.
What hip hop song has that same sample? Have you heard the hip hop song that's the same sample? I think it's like Kendrick or something.
I gotta go. No.
Search it up, bro. Actually, let's see if we can figure it out.
Nas?
Yeah, play the original, and then it might come to us. Go to Spotify. Oh, sorry, wherever you want. It's such a good song though. My Life. I've heard that sample somewhere, dude. Is this like soul?
It's in a lot. It's on that J. Cole track.
You think it's on that track?
Oh, it's this one. This is sampled in like everything. That
I've heard this so many times. You should go to Genius. I've heard this sample before.
My life. Oh, what?
You
I
know it, right?
I
You
know
it,
it.
bro. I know you
It's-
know it.
Your best bet would probably be looking up.
Genius.
No, or just looking up.
Genius is sick. So Genius will give you the whole list.
Yeah.
I want to say Common. Yeah. I would go to Genius and search up My Life.
There's so many different parts of this song that's been sampled.
I know.
That's
I've
the
heard like
other
every
thing.
part of it. Bro.
Yeah. But also, like,
I gotta give this a full listen.
I think many different aspects of this song she also sampled. Like that initial
Oh, you think she did?
little, I don't even know what you want to call that. It was like the first 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah.
That's from
Yeah, right there.
something. And that's what's so awesome about rap.
I love it, bro.
Is that just like, take a little bit here, take a little bit there.
I would go to the first. I would go to the song My Life.
Okay, it's not the intro song.
Scroll down.
Outro, maybe?
Yeah, number 7. And I think if you click on it, there should be like a songs that sampled it section. If you scroll down.
It'll always be
My life, my life, my life, my life. So if you go all the way to the bottom, I know it's kind of slow, Genius. So there should be like a sampled in. If you expand it. No, not in there. Actually, never mind. Scroll.
Oh, scroll up.
Nah, is it?
Roy Ayers, that's what she sampled
Oh, okay.
specifically.
Nice.
My life, my life.
Yeah, right here. So you expand here. If you scroll up, expand. Sampled by. Songs that sample it. Alright, let's see if I know any of these.
Okay. Freddie
Oh,
Gibbs.
so
Too
Blue and
Legit.
Exile do it too. I don't recognize the names of these songs. Here, can you hit songs that sample?
No, a song called Precipitation, Blue and Exile.
I haven't heard that song.
You haven't?
Yo, hit songs that sample my life, like the title of it. Yeah. You gotta find at least one song we know on here. Everybody loves the sunshine.
Well, I know, it'll pop up in a sec. I've heard Too Legit before, but that wasn't the one I was thinking of. Wow, so that Blue and Exile one just came out.
Yeah, it's a recent one. I think I've heard that album. How come I don't know any of these songs? I've
It
definitely
might just
heard
be
it.
so minor that, like, it's not a true sample. I don't know.
I gotta figure this out, man. Here, how about you like search up on Google, like Jackson said, My Life samples.
Be married.
Sample. Yeah, let me get that sample off of eBay. Alright, yeah, go to Who Sample. It's a really good website. Song connections. Okay, same one. 20. Oh, Can't Knock the Hustle.
Yeah.
I love that song.
You think that's what?
I don't think they said My Life in that one, but I think the tune of it is in Can't Knock the Hustle. If you play, you'll recognize it.
Oh, this one.
I don't know
Pretty
that
sure
one.
I've heard that one.
You've heard that one?
Yeah, Cameron.
Let's keep scrolling. Next page. Everyone's on this shit. Come on. Give me something good. Fuck. I'm gonna
So-
find it, bro. Here, play
Dude, like I said, there's so many small aspects of that song that I feel like are incorporated in a lot of different songs.
That's true.
Like this,
You won't even recognize it.
that's from
that part?
NWA.
Yeah, I'm gonna play Can't Knock the Hustle. And you can play all these songs that we've heard it in. Oh, that part. La Di Da is in Can't Knock the Hustle. You'll hear it. Remember that La Di Da, right? La Di Da. Yeah, play that shit.
Oh, you literally.
She's featured on it. That's wild.
You wanna know what one of my favorite samples is? And it's not a rap song. It's not a rap song sampling something of a rap song. It's
Really?
a TV show sampling something from a rap song.
Are you serious?
So, play like any Beastie Boys song.
Let's get to this. Let's get to the La Di
Da.
Da part, and then we'll play it.
Yeah. Yeah, get to the La Di Da part, and then we can. Click on their catalog or whatever, so I can find the song first. Go to the album
Here,
that
listen to this
Brass
part.
Monkey's on.
You heard that?
Very faint.
So did Eminem album, was it inspired by this album? You know the Eminem album, Kamikaze? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It
I
has the
don't
same
know if it
album
was.
cover as Listen to
Oh, as a Beastie Boys? Yeah, I believe it was that. Oh, the new style. I need to listen to that song later. So this voice right here.
Oh, I've heard this so many times.
So
Center stage on the mic.
look up Rick and Morty.
I think Madlib used that part.
You know what I'm talking about? What is that, Mr.
Before you
I'm
do
trying
that,
to pull a character from Rick and
try to
Morty.
remember it. Yo, you see Deep Work? You see Deep Work?
Yeah.
So in this playlist, it's just beats, and there are like, if you click on it real quick, there are like 2,000 songs in here, but one of them, I don't know which one, samples that part too. It's like center stage on the mic. Do-do-do-do-do-do. I'm gonna, when I find it, if I'm listening to this playlist, I'll send it to you. I
Okay.
won't be able to find it right now. I don't know the names of any of these songs. But yeah, play the Rick and Morty. Just say like Rick and Morty Beastie Boys sample.
Look up, yeah, see if anything comes up from here. It may not show up. It's like that intricate that, go back up, or go back to the search. Keep Rick and Morty there. And then type in Mr. Meeseeks, that's what it is. Mr. Meeseeks. Click on that.
I'm telling you, I've heard so many parts of
No,
this song
Yeah,
sampled.
just click like, just click like the second one over there. Listen to this dude's voice. So one night I'm just watching this, right? All right, nice little shout out to him.
Yo, go sub, guys. Go
2187
sub.
Coconut. Listen to this guy's voice. This is what. So
No
one
way.
night I'm watching the show with my best friend. And
What was the
I'm
song called? The New
no
Style?
way.
And they just pop out to you like, holy shit, that's the same thing.
Like what?
How did you realize it was sampled?
Well, I think that they just take the. I think they're just mimicking the voice.
But
I
how
think
did
it's
you
just-
find out?
Because like a couple. This was like junior year of high school.
Yeah.
This was just after I listened to.
So just like,
listened
you were
the,
surprised when you
the
saw
new
it?
style album. Yeah. And I just heard this. I was like, no way.
Are you serious, bro?
Yeah.
That's like one of the best feelings.
And
when you
I've
find
never
it.
seen this ever talked about like on like blogs or anything. And I was like,
Yeah. That's. Oh, I found the song. I think. Can you search up? Go back to my playlist. Play Dillatronic 06. You see it right there. It's right. It's right there. Dillatronic 06. In the playlist. Play number 6.
I need to get into Jay Dilla more. I
He's
haven't.
amazing. Here's a sec.
Now he passed,
hear that?
right?
Yeah. You hear that? AC/DC sample. Oh, the new style sample is AC/DC.
Okay.
That's wild.
It's so crazy. It's just like legend after legend copying and changing like what the previous
That's what I
legend
love about
did,
hip hop, man.
And then you got like just like a signature pop culture show like Rick and Morty and
That's that was pretty cool.
Boys.
Yo, you know No Limit by G-Eazy sampled it?
Sampled what?
The same song, new style. No
Really?
Limit. No
How's No
limit, I'm a
Limit?
fucking soldier. That was like
What part of it?
I don't know, it just says it right here.
Okay.
I feel like there's another beat that samples it. That's Carousel by Travis Scott samples it too.
Yeah, it's the so the outro of it. You know,
No way.
the fuck the club.
Oh yeah.
It's that, and it's the outro, or it's not. It's like leads into the outro. It's a
You
transition
serious?
right before the outro. Yeah.
Listen to this. Nah. Is that from the Beastie Boys song? No? It's one of the... Yo, Sublime samples it too. Let's Go Get Stoned.
So
Dude,
many
every
different
song
artists from so many different
This is
avenues
insane.
just like coming together.
Lil Wayne sampled it. Busta Rhymes sampled it. Yo, play Motor City 12. I want to find the one. Like, that was not the one, but it also samples it, surprisingly. Yeah, play that one. I'm hoping this is the one.
But here's the thing, in like 20, 30 years, no one's gonna be sampling stuff that like Lil Baby or the Migos made, right?
You never know.
I don't know. Like, I don't see like future generations being like, man, you know what, Lil Baby had it going on. Like, I just don't, you know.
Yeah, they're not. Because even the people who used to listen to him, like, always end up, like, deviating.
Yeah.
Yo, sorry, play the New by J Dilla. I'm trying to figure out which one it was. Play The New by J Dilla. Yeah, that one. This is the one I was remembering. Stage on the mic.
See, from like me knowing what that song is, and now hearing it in this sort of, I don't know, environment, like,
Yeah.
it's interesting.
I played this for the first time in 2022. I remember this. I love this album, dude. This is a good way to get into J Dilla.
This album.
Yeah.
Take a quick photo of it.
It's the new. It's the new. Center stage on the mic. Anyways,
Now, who did Jay Dilla produce for? Was he?
he's just a producer.
Okay.
He made he's collabed with people on albums. He made an album with Common once.
Okay.
Here, how about you play this on shuffle as we talk? Donuts is a good album. Yeah, it's called Donuts. Yeah, he made an album with Common, like, you know, Beat by Common. J Dilla produced like a couple of the beats off of that one, but he mainly just makes these beats. I think he's like worked with a lot of like random people.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you can see kind of his. JD is him. You see it says JD and then J Dilla. JD is him as rapping and J Dilla is the producer, the same person.
Which album?
It's called Donuts. This is an older one, 2006. It's the one that the new is off of. So if you click on the new, it should pull up. But yeah,
See, I wish more artists did that. Like JD Delights, like just like things that.
just have
you
fun
know,
with it.
Exactly.
Here, yo, hit the new. Just hit the new. Pull up. Just shuffle this.
Like, imagine if you could just go into like J. Cole or Kendrick's like unreleased stuff that didn't fit into like cohesive
Yeah.
projects or weren't dropped as singles.
You know the
Like-
funny part of it? Also, like, the whole album's reversed. Like, go to the first song. Just look at it. Donuts outro. And the last song is like Welcome to the Show.
Okay.
He's just fucking around, having fun with it. Hi, bye. The fuck is he doing? You Love is a great song. You can play that if you want. Just because I really. Just because I really love. Anyways, man, like, I have a question for you. Like, I feel like there's still people out there who are creative, right? You can lower the volume just a little bit. I feel like there are still people out there who are creative who can make music like this, and people like me and you. I'm sure if we appreciate it, a lot of people probably appreciate it too.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, like, we all have our own interests, but someone might have an interest in producing and making music. How come no one makes music like this anymore? Like, where are they at?
I don't know. Like, it's. Are you talking about just people like making music in general?
We don't
or-
hear this kind of stuff no more.
I think it just has to go. I think it's just a reflection of where society's moving as a whole. You know, like I think as a whole, like when you look at the 80s and 90s, and now as we're getting into the 21st century, I think we're seeing a shift culture-wise, and I think that specifically just stems like how music has became a business now. It's not appreciated more or less for what it is, but how it can appeal to as big of an audience as possible to therefore maximize revenues. So I don't know. I think that's kind of a blessing and a curse that brings along with capitalism, you know, like you're maximizing the creatives and just like the dollar they can bring, not more or less their ideas and the creativeness that comes with making music, you know.
Makes a lot of sense. I think it's difficult with all aspects of life, though, too. That,
Yeah.
you know, it's hard when I feel like people, when they start out making music, they don't start out saying that I'm trying to make money.
Yeah.
But the second you get that much money coming in, your incentives change. You can't control
100%.
it. You can't control it. You just
Yeah.
can't. And no, I see that with a lot of artists too. That we always talk about artists that decline. That you can obviously tell listening to their new music that they're just trying to make hit streams. And unfortunately, I think the only example I can think of in my head right now is Drake. You know, like I like his old shit. Like
Yeah.
Make Me Now is a great album. You know, even Views, like he started to go mainstream, but there were still really good songs off of it. But I think now you look at CLB and what that Fairy Tale album
Everything after Scorpion, to be honest,
Scorpion's
was a
great
money
album.
grab.
you can
Yeah,
just tell.
Scorpion's raw. Scorpion's with him
I love
talking about his
Scorpion.
mom, talking about his son that's on the way.
So many good albums.
Like, was it January
19th?
No, March. Yeah,
Oh,
January
March
19th, and then March
21st. I don't know,
20.
fuck.
I don't know. I forgot the numbers. But both those songs are classics.
They're so
Just how
good.
like he's talking about actual real stuff. And-
Emotionless, you know Emotionless?
Yes, great
I'm sorry,
song.
Tim. I'm having to switch the track again.
And Jaded on there.
Oh,
Jaded's
get some
great.
loving, get some jaded. Most of these things I want to say. And Emotionless, bro, is such a good song.
Such a good song.
I wasn't hiding my kid from the world. I was hiding the world from my kid.
And then he talks about the Instagram models and
Yeah.
whatnot and how
Wake up
they
and
can
look to
taking
debate.
pics later. Yeah.
Make it look like they're still on the go.
This is
Look
the
at way we
realest thing
live.
that Drake's probably ever came out
Emotionless?
with, in my opinion. Yeah.
And the it's also a soul sample.
Yeah.
Just listen to that shit.
And I like how he weaves in and out of it,
Yeah.
too.
I'm not a soul singer. I'll try.
But yeah, to go back on where you're saying, like, CLB was a money grab.
Easily.
The Cole and Drake collab album was a money
I don't even know
grab, in
about
my
that. What was it
opinion.
called?
Ah, I
Can you
can't
pull it
tell
up?
you.
What was
It's like this little angel thing on this.
Oh,
like-
that's J. Cole's on that? Like
yeah,
little
it's like
fairies are on
5
it?
songs. Yeah, the 21 and Drake thing was money
That
grab.
was weird.
Yeah,
Kendrick versus Drake. This is in order. You saw that? Yeah, you don't have to play it, but let's pull up the album. And I feel like he knows that everyone knows he's trolling, and he's just like laughing it off.
who?
Drake. That's the vibes I get from him. He's like, I'm trying to prove to you that like I can just make shitty music and still win. That's the vibes I get from him. I haven't even listened to this album.
Did you see him perform in Australia in a? So he was wearing this hoodie and it had like fake like gunshots, bullets, and this was like I don't know if it was before or after the Super Bowl,
pull
but
a video?
basically saying that he got murdered by Kendrick and was like embracing it.
Yo, pull up that video. He's like intentionally like hitting auto tune times 200, but you can just hear it in the voice.
Yeah, and he's about to come out with come out with another collab album. He's gonna come out with Party Next Door, who I actually really enjoy.
I like Party Next Door.
Yeah.
You know the song Won't Be Late? No, not Won't Be Late. There's a song that Drake and... That's Sway Lee, I think.
Come and See Me. I mean, that's a slower kind of sad
What's it go
song.
like?
Come and see me, Force. Come and
Nah.
see me.
I think it's Won't Be Late. I think it's
Okay.
Drake and Sway Lee. It's a really good song.
Or you could look up just like Drake.
Gunshot, right?
Gunshot outfit.
Yeah,
Gunshot shirt.
True. Yeah, we stop.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Which
these
one?
reels right here.
Yeah, hit the reel.
It's so corny, dude. Like this is the man I.
Oh, nah. You want that?
This is the. Man. Sorry, we'll put it back up. But it's crazy how the man I grew up on, like.
I low-key did grow up with him.
I grew up on Drake
Yeah.
100%. Like,
And he made good music back in the day.
yeah, one of my first memories.
Does he have
is just-
smoke coming out of his shirt?
Yeah.
Why does Drake keep doing this?
Walking out to his song, Over My Dead Body,
Just corny shit. I can't stand this shit.
and smoke coming out the back.
What are the comments saying?
But this is the thing, like, it's all for like, it's just all for money, bro. Like,
Even
there's-
Kendrick's album was
There's
sucked.
no way you're like, I'm really just gonna do something clever that like aligns with my morals and who I want to be. I'm gonna like, who does that?
Hey, yo, it's Drizzy Drake. Turn me up. I feel like even Kendrick, I haven't listened to his album, I can't speak on it, but it sounded pretty mainstream. Kendrick's album.
Was
it TV, what was it called?
GMX?
Yeah, GMX. That sounded pretty mainstream. Like,
I mean,
was it? I don't know.
I don't necessarily think so, but I can get from what from
I've not heard
from
it.
what has taken the mainstream stage from his
Like
album.
TV
I
off
can
and
get,
stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
like that.
That's the only thing I've
But
heard.
see, okay, so Kendrick and Baby Keem. Baby Keem
I know
is
Baby Keem.
Kendrick's cousin, I believe.
They're related.
Yeah, they're related. So when they started making some music together, Kendrick really started to relax. And
Yeah.
I really think he relaxes a lot on this
Kendrick?
album. And he just like Whacked Out Murals, like he literally, it's just whatever. It's like just like free flowing
Tell you wanna get that?
creativity.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, Angela always puts TV off on all my TikToks, on the YouTube shorts we make.
Yeah.
And that's pretty sound pretty amazing. I mean, I listened to Mr. Morale. Do you know that album?
Yeah.
And I got bored. I got bored of it so quick.
Yeah.
It didn't sound like real Kendrick shit. Like, if you listen to a song like "Hold Up," that's a good song. You know that
Yeah.
song?
Hold up. What
Play "Hold Up."
album is that from?
Like Section 80.
Yeah, but Section 80's like
Kendrick.
Like,
But I think this is a good representation of what we're talking about. That you start with a song like "Hold Up." Like, listen to this. Like this jazz sample. You start with a song like this, and then like you figure out this makes money, and let's go that way. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, people talk about TV off. People don't talk about "Hold Up." Might not be hair.
I also do think, I don't know if Kendrick was betting on TV off was a risk in my opinion. I don't know if necessarily like he thought that was going to be the hit song off the album
You think so?
because yeah, I think TV off, I just think there's a lot of symbolism within GMX, even though yeah, it is mainstream oriented, but also it pays homage to the 90s boom bap
Does
era.
it? You know what? I
And-
shouldn't comment on it if I haven't listened to it.
Yeah.
I'll
good.
give it a listen and come back to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that boom bap type of music is really nice. Like,
Yeah.
I know you've listened to Logic as well. I actually really like Logic. I think he's really good.
Logic?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Final Days?
Logic
Incredible.
is when I was about 9 years old, my brother found Logic off of a Call of Duty server when he was about 14 or 15. And Logic literally had, I don't know, maybe a couple of thousand followers on SoundCloud to his name. And my brother, when he was 9, used to play the song over and over,
What was it
and I
called?
showed it to We Get High.
Oh,
And it's
by
about,
Logic?
Yeah,
I know- yeah,
and
I
it's
know that
talking
song,
about
yeah.
how people basically get high to his music. Yeah,
I get high. It's sampled so many times too.
Yeah.
I can name you like 5 songs with that sample, bro.
yeah. Well, that's a Freddie Gibbs track, right?
Freddie Gibbs
yeah,
got
High.
it. Styles P got it.
So where did that come from?
That's a good question. We got high.
Hot.
Yeah, there we go. We get high. Yeah, see, Good Times by Style P. That's also same sample.
Okay. Yeah, so I was 9 years old listening to the song, just like honestly mesmerized by Logic's delivery and just the production too. Like how this switches straight into the beat off of
Yeah.
this.
Logic refers to Tribe Called Quest so many times.
So much.
So many times. I mean, he has the whole No Pressure album follows the Midnight Marauder
Yeah.
style. I got into Logic 6th grade. He was like the first rapper I started listening to. Really. Like, Drake, I guess, counts kind of, but first, like, rapper I feel like I was listening to was Logic.
It's because he had a good amount of tracks that seeped through the mainstream, or, went mainstream, but he was able to kind of, pull away and actually have those tracks and those songs that had meaning to him. And I think that's I think there's a lot of people like me and you that gravitated towards Logic because he was able to seep through the mainstream with, he had the big, like, suicide prevention song. He had
1-800.
Yeah, the 1-800.
I feel like he lures you in with the bigger name songs, and then he gets you into like the real
Exactly.
shit, you know?
And it makes you want to listen to more songs.
Definitely. Like Bobby
And-
Tarantino 2 is a great album. That's what I
Yeah.
was listening to.
But when I think of like, I don't know really anyone. I don't know if I really had like my own sort of like conscious of like listening to music like when I was in middle school. Like I can't think of anyone who wasn't like a huge big name. That like now I can name off like several small artists that I listen to all the time and that are like stable within my rotation of music. But it's just I don't know, like that's so interesting to me how like me exploring music was like listening to a little bit of Logic's catalog and like that was me exploring, that was like the underground songs I knew,
Yeah. So you feel like back then you didn't have that many of those underground songs, but it's more like
Exactly.
you'd bounce around and like your music taste would change so frequently. And
Yeah,
I guess
think
also
it just went with the wave of the mainstream and
it's
what
whatever
the
people
mainstream
were
was
vibing
feeding
with.
you. Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, I feel like the songs I was listening to were mainstream, but I feel like I still immediately kind of developed a collection that felt
Yeah.
correct in my rotation.
Yeah.
which is
And that's what I
interesting.
meant kind of
Yeah.
by exploring it,
Yeah.
like Logic I would say was kind of the first person where I kind of, dove into majority of his catalog,
Yeah. He's great. I mean, Vinyl Days is an amazing album. I don't know if you listen to Vinyl Days, but so good. Yeah, you want to play Good Times?
Bye.
It's right there.
Oh, by Style of Speed.
I get high. I get high.
Oh yeah, you showed me
Yeah,
this.
I love this song. I get high. I feel like I went through two major changes in music taste. Like sophomore year fall was when I got into soul sample rap,
Okay.
the real shit. And then senior year high school, freshman year college, I got into rock music for the first time.
Okay.
Now I'm like so deep into rock. And now I go back and forth. Like I'll go like 2 weeks rock, 2 weeks rap, and I'll just like for some reason I'll just keep switching back and forth where like that'll be all I listen to. But it's really I'm in a nice place where there's so much I can appreciate.
Yeah.
But I can always fall back on this or that, and they both get you turned up in a different way. But
I'd agree. Like about end of sophomore year, and then probably about beginning of senior years when I saw like two kind of big different evolutions within my music taste. First one was kind of sophomore year, just going beyond like mainstream boundaries, I would say, exploring artists for who they are, kind of more appreciation, going back into time and listening to all of Kendrick's stuff, listening to all of J. Cole's catalog, artists that I appreciated within the mainstream and diving into all their stuff. But then from there, branching off into other people's in their sector. And then I'd say the second kind of evolution was me just breaking like all of those rules, and literally like what I would do in my free time is I would go on YouTube, and I had about like 10 different channels that are all dedicated to like finding underrated music that no one knew about. And I just I don't know, I kind of treasured like how sacred music was. Like I saw the value, like from freshman year where I saw the value of music in the millions and millions and possibly billions of streams that songs had, I then appreciated the value of songs having 50 plays, but yet it was fire as shit. Like it was shit that should be playing on the radio, not Drip Too Hard or Sicko Mode, but like,
Astro.
Exactly. And it's like, then it became just a game of finding music that no one knew about, but was just you know, it was the stuff that should be played. It was the stuff that, and that just goes back to how music is, and you need a label because a label does all the dirty work of, you know, getting your music out there. But, you know, like, there's so many different creatives that have so many different approaches and emphasize so many different ways of creating their music and their approach. And, you know, I really, during my senior year, like, I just went full throttle in that. All my free time outside of, you know, athletic, school, work, or whatever I was up to, like, I took all my free time to just, like, find who was out there that no one knew of.
That's interesting because I think that a lot of people, there is this sense of self you develop through music. And there's almost like something that feels good about knowing something that nobody knows about. Mm-hmm. You know, that I know
and
this
putting
music.
Putting
people on is the best feeling. When they smile listening to your playlist, it's like, I'm glad I can bring this to people. But it also becomes a part of who you are. Like, I am me, and I know these songs that no one knows about. There's like that ego there. And I feel like I never tried to like go searching for it. I feel like you went through this phase of like trying to go find and discover. You had an appreciation of music early on.
Yeah.
I feel like I randomly came across a playlist full with these songs that just opened my eyes. Yeah, let's listen to a couple hundred more times. You wanna play the one by Freddie Gibbs? High? It's called High by Freddie Gibbs.
Oh, great song.
Ba 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 da ba ba.
I've been listening to this a lot. Like,
this
I wouldn't
album?
be surprised if this album and also this song. I don't know, just something like. I really like the Danny Brown feature too.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like I never tried looking for it, but when I found it, it was just like, this makes sense, and it also so happens that most people don't know about it. But the best thing is also when you find people who do know about it.
Yeah.
That's happened a couple times, and it was like, damn, you know this shit?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, I would say some of the people that I feel like I'm on the same wavelength with are people that have the same appreciation of music as me. Like, 100%. Like, I think there's something about having a connection with someone and knowing that they get that certain type of frequency from music that you have. And, I mean, music is one of the more, I would say probably one of the more, like, impactful mediums that can be used to, like, change people, but also, like, convince people of what you're hearing is a part of you, you know? Like, just like you said, builds off and creates, like, this sort of ego, in a sense.
Yeah, because I feel like when we think about ourselves, we think about our achievements, who we are, what we do, the people we're around, our values, and our music taste.
Yeah.
It's just in there with everything
It
else, like a
is.
pillar, you know? Like, just imagine who you'd be without your music taste.
Yeah.
It's like, damn. It's like so much of my sense of self associated with that Resting 2025 rock playlist. So much, this Songs for the Soul, I called it, like soul sample rap, Songs for the Soul. You know, I don't know. It's special. It's beautiful. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I really like this feature. Is awesome.
And you song Lakers. You know the song Lakers?
Yeah.
Play Lakers. And you gotta leave soon, right?
Yeah,
What time
we
is
can
it?
outro on this.
Yeah, let's finish off with Lakers. Yeah, where are you off to at 7, mate?
Where am I off to
Yeah,
after
for
this?
club meeting.
Yeah, I joined Net Impact. That was one of the couple of clubs. It's like consulting, but we consult specifically with nonprofits and organizations instead
cool.
of for-profit firms.
So are you fully in it now, or you're still?
Yeah,
okay.
I just joined. Well, after interviews and whatnot, I joined this past Sunday. Is when
Nice.
I got the email.
So you just got in,
This
man.
is the first meeting we got. Yeah, it's at
Amazing.
Ross. So, yeah, I'm gonna kind of have to book it, but
Yeah,
just
it's all right. I mean, we got through plenty of talk.
No, yeah.
Powerlifting stuff, mainly music.
Powerlifting music.
But, you know,
but,
we didn't
like-
bounce around like we did last time, but we at least got deep into something.
No,
you know?
100%.
I really enjoyed it.
No,
you
me
know?
too.
Be easy to title.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jackson, it's always a pleasure to have you here. You always give me the best ideas, and we always have the best conversations, whether it
Yeah.
be politics or music or gym. Usually the big
100%.
three. And
Yeah.
we always
And I
find
will-
ourselves somewhere. So
Yeah, and I look forward to see how your podcast grows and the evolution. I think it's really awesome now coming back and like at first we were the fourth or
Mojo.
fifth floor
Yeah.
or fifth floor of Mojo, and now a couple minute walk over to the new studio.
glad you like it, man.
New gear, new people. I really like the story that's unfolding here, and also the growth that's taking place within your podcast. And I wish you only the best luck with it. So.
I appreciate it, Jackson, and I'm hoping that the next time I'll have you on. We can have it even better than this, which if it's possible.
Oh, I mean, I've been seeing the efforts that you've been putting forth with it, and I expect it to continue to go up.
I'll make sure I'll have.
And I know
ready.
you expect it as well.
Do you have any ideas for me? Feedback?
No, I really love that we have a tablet, and I'm thankful for Teo that's running it and getting it for us, and
It helps a lot, man.
yeah,
It's for the next stage.
yeah.
All right, Jackson. Peace.
Peace.
Thank